What's up, guys? We are back again with another live stream. As always, let me just get everything ready for the live stream quickly and we'll get going straight away. Awesome. So we are now all set up. Let me just make sure the sound's actually coming through. Perfect. And all is working. So let's go first with an explanation of what is going on in today's live stream. As yesterday, we're going to be doing one of the tournaments that's going to be for the Insomnia Gaming Festival, and this one's going to be the Gladiator Stadium. Now, I have actually gone ahead and I've made most of the stadium, which is sort of like the boring building part, I suppose, just to make the structure itself. And it's now time to make it look a little bit neater and actually get some of the stuff working. So, as you can sort of see, we got the stadium here. It's not the hugest of stadium, but we don't need the hugest of stadiums. It's got some decoration. If you've got any ideas to make it look better, let me know in the comments. However, and let me get rid of this archery score because that's a little bit annoying. Objectives, set display. Sidebar, nothing. There we go. Perfect. So it is going to be again another 101 tournament over here. And again, if anybody's catching this for the first time, it's going to be for the Gaming Insomnia Festival in the UK and the NEC coming at the end of August. So we have the green team, we have the yellow team so far, and we have a little bit of an audience with randomly named NPCs that do absolutely nothing but stand there and sort of look a little bit good. It would have been much better if we could get them sat down. However, we haven't. So one of the things that we're going to be doing next is actually sorting out their rooms. So the rooms are going to be where the guys start. For instance, if you're on the green team, you're going to start here, and you're going to have your green team coach. Green team coach will, this one's actually got the dialogue. I've got to do the dialogue next, but he will basically explain to each contestant, which is sat in this room, what they're going to be doing. Same over here on the yellow side, we've got the yellow team coach over here. I actually need to write that in a second, so I've got that all noted down. I'm going to write down the same thing. Premises for this is that there is 3 rounds, and 3 rounds they're basically going to be fighting with each other, and the winner of the most rounds wins. Obviously being odd, we are going to get one that's going to win 2 times, one that's going to win once, or potentially all 3 times. The way that we're going to do it is they're going to have one chest full of weapons, right? And then that one chest, they basically have to pick the weapons that they think. So, although you might have a diamond sword and a netherite sword, and you might want to use it on your first round, and you win the first round, your contestant might save his till the last round and beat you because of that. So you've got to think a little bit tactically, and you've got to use the weapons that you think your opponent's going to use. For instance, if you think he's going to go wooden swords on the first round, you pull your wooden swords, leaving your strongest one till last. And that's where we're at, basically. So, let's go to the dialogue here, and unfortunately I probably should have done this before I started the live stream, but we're basically just going to input the same dialogue as the other person. So, do forgive me, I'm going to have to go silent here and start typing. So, hi there, contestant. I'm Coach, what should we call him? Coach, the other one was Coach Brett, let's go with Coach Ted. So this guy is going to be Coach Ted, and I'm here to coach you through the competition. Do apologise about spelling mistakes. They probably will happen. Let's get a little space in between the top of these ones here. Let's start to make it look good, because basically they're not really going to get much of an explanation. Obviously they're going to be sat there at the actual tournament itself, so it's good for me not to have to explain to everybody what's going on. Hopefully they'll be able to read this and get this. So next bit is explaining the rounds, which is going to be the competition is 3 rounds and the person with the highest score wins. Right, next up we have, what is the next? So I've basically just taken a picture of the last NPC. Right, you get a selection of weapons to choose from on each round. But that weapon gets cleared before. Again, I do apologise. I probably should have done this before starting the live stream, but you know, I've done a bit of building, so I thought I may as well get some of it in before I actually finish it. So cleared before the next round, losing the weapon. So obviously, like I've just written there, basically at the end of each round, all contestants, or both the contestants, gets everything cleared, and they go back into their coach area where they're left with the rest of their selection. So if they've chosen their best sword, that's it. Best sword's gone now. They have to use the worst sword or whatever they have left. So gotta be tactical. You won't know what your opponent Now, does that make sense? You won't know what your opponent has chosen, so it's a game of tactics and knowing. Oh, God. The annoying thing about this is that you can't go up, you've just got to go left or right, so. Knowing what strength weapon to use for each round, so you have a strong enough one for the next round. Perfect. That pretty much makes sense to me. Hopefully it'll make sense to everybody else as well. So, full stop. The doors will open at the beginning of the round and nice, almost there. The doors will open at the beginning of the round, and the player alive at the end of each battle wins the round. Very nice. And let's finish off with you have 3 coloured armours for each round in the chest. There we go. So written and boring bit over. Let me just check. Yeah, that's all they got. So Coach Brett? No, Coach. Was it Coach Brett? I can't remember now. Let's see again. Yellow team coach Ted. So team Ted, team yellow. He knows what he's saying. Now, let's make this guy look a little bit more. I think he definitely looks a little bit more coachy, doesn't he? He looks like he's going to bring you into like a football or a rugby match. Definitely yellow team coach. So we got him. Now, we got to dye some armours. Basically, each armour, because they get cleared at the end, they're going to need 3 sets of armours. And the armours aren't really so much to actually protect them, more so for anybody watching to know what colour the contestant is. So, time to get the old cauldron out. I haven't done this in quite some time. So, I do believe it's the cauldron. We need a bucket of water. And I do believe we also need some yellow dye. Pop this down here, pop a little water. Did that go in? Yeah, it did go in. Right, and then let's pop some yellow in there. Perfect. Now, I'm not quite sure what style of what armor to go. Obviously, you don't want to make it too weak, because you don't want them to just die straight away. So I suppose if we go for like a, oh no, you can't actually die. Can you die iron armor? I don't think you can you? Let me just try. I'm pretty sure I'm onto a losing one here, but you know, you can only wait and see. No, it does not work. So let's go for some. In that case, it's got to be leather, no? Leather armor, let's go for that. Let's go for a helmet, trousers, and of course the shoes. Where should we put them? There we go. That's a bit better. So we've got our yellow guy, or you know, we got some of it anyway. So we've got to do this 3 times basically, a little bit repetitive. Once we do the simple things, we then got to move on to some other things which are going to be a little bit more complex, such as the commands for the doors when they're going to open. I also need to make myself a small command center. Somewhere where I can also sit, commentate, and also be able to press the buttons for actually letting them in, letting them out, etc. So let's just do this one more time. I swear most of the stuff in Minecraft is time consuming. It's not particularly hard, it's just very time consuming. You have this great idea of something that you're going to build or do, but you sort of forget it might take 3 to 5 hours to make it. Right, so we've got one set. Let's go for the second set. I was just going to mention actually something that I'm in a few Minecraft groups, I suppose, and it's probably the biggest one. It's about 30k members. This one, it's Minecraft for Adults. Great group because it's it's not just for adults, it's for everybody, but it doesn't have like the silly rules, you know. I suppose the other ones might have. Anyway, so I put in there yesterday. I put, you know, I'm a bit of a strange player on servers. I like to be on a server. I like to have people playing on the server. I like to know they're there, but I like to put in absolutely zero social effort. I like to be able to go building. How does everybody else feel? Am I a weird player? And do you know what? An amazing amount of people have just written on there going, no, that's exactly me. I like to have people around. I like to know that there's people to ask if there's something to ask. But in general, I just like to be left alone. I thought I thought it was just me for all this time. It appears it must be a thing. Just closing something down on my computer. There we go. And I do apologise about the graphics. It's usually better than this on Java. On Bedrock I have been struggling a little bit. It has been coming out not too bad on lives. Sometimes it gets a bit grainy though. But yeah, what I was going to get to with that is just the fact that it's more people than we think that want to do that. Because you always get, don't you, when you have a server, you get a player or a couple players, and they just want to chat. I mean, the whole time, which is fun and all. It's social, but how do you build stuff when you're chatting and constantly on the keyboard? It's very frustrating. So I did actually mention, I said I might just make a server called the Quiet Ones, which I actually am going to do now. What I say I sort of have. It's called the Universal Server, where chat doesn't have to be. You don't have to chat all the time. The only time you should chat is if you need to chat. You're having a conversation with your friend. You know, when you say hi, just say hi. That's it. You don't need to carry on. Sometimes people just want to build. Anyway, enough of my rant. So we got our 3 yellow armors. We need to do the same now, and we need to make them green as well. So let's grab some green dye. Where is it? There it is. And perfect. Let's get this out of the way. And let's get some leather stuff in. So let's just do this 3 times over. And let's get this looking good. Again, this is more for actually functionality, I suppose, because when I'm up here watching the contestants, it's going to be pretty hard to know who's who. If you don't know, we are going to the Gaming Insomnia Festival in August, end of August, and that's what we are doing the competitions for. These competitions are for actual monetary prizes, which is pretty cool. So people sign up at the competition, and they can potentially win depending on, you know, how they do, I suppose. All a 101 battle, and we will be live streaming it all as well, so you can actually watch this. The way it's going to be done is it's going to be me commentating whilst recording and live streaming. So not only will the contestants and everybody in the actual festival be able to hear me, but you guys will also be able to hear me on the live as well. So that's going to be a pretty cool thing to do, I think, because you'll actually be able to, you know, sort of check it out live, see what's going on. We run the competition 3 times a day, so one's going to be UK time in the morning. I can't remember the exact time. I do believe it's around 11 or 11:30, the first competition. Second one's going to be around 1:30, and the third one's just before it finishes for each day, around 4 or 5. So I'll have to update it. I'll put something on my community chat. Oh, that didn't go in the right place. just so you know when to watch. But it's definitely going to be a fun one. Obviously, when there's money competitions in this, people get, yeah, they really want to get involved. So we're hoping it's going to be super fun. Last one here, just one more green, and then we've got to think of the weapons. Don't have to be too tactical with the weapons. I think as long as we put a little selection of everything, it will basically work in the fact that they really got to choose. Because let's say you go out your first round, you go out with all your strongest gear. You absolutely smash the other player. You know, takes 2 seconds, you're done. You're like, yes, I'm good. That gear then gets taken away. You don't have it anymore. Meaning that the next one, or potentially the next 2 rounds, he could then beat you. So you got to be tactical. Take the weapons you think will be good for that round, or you think the other contestant might be using for that round, and try to win. Again, I am live streaming this, but there's no actual... Yeah, this is more of a PvP skill / tactical things. There's nothing really I'm going to be giving away here by actually live streaming it, even if one of the contestants do watch it for tips. Unfortunately, you're not going to get many tips. You're going to know what the opposite team... But it's the same. It's all built the same. We've got the yellow team coach, we've got the green team coach, so we got that. Now let's choose a nice selection of weapons that we give them. And I want to make this really quite, you know, anything from the wooden sword to anything, and they've got to choose. So let's think about this. They've got 3 rounds, potentially they might hold a couple of weapons each round. So let's go for a bow. Let's go for a crossbow. How many arrows should we go for? Should we go for 20? Because... then they could use 10 for one, use the bow, 10 for the other, use the bow. So I'm thinking we are going to go for 20. Or if I'll just pick up 62. Next up, swords. We basically want not a very good one, medium one, and an OP one. So that's pretty simple, isn't it? I mean, we're going to be going for like a wooden sword. Next up, we're going to be going for an iron sword. And lastly, we're going to be going for a diamond. I'm not even going to put netherite in there. We're not going to need that. So we've got 3 sword selections there. Let's start putting it in our little chest. Over to the yellow over here. So let's go. There we go. We'll put 10 above each to hopefully signify not to grab them all, because you will be losing them at the end of each round. So 10 and 10. Then we're going to go wooden sword, iron sword, diamond sword, and then of course some of the other ones that we do want is stuff like a trident. They're going to get 1 trident each. They don't know, of course, when they're going to use it. And I'm wondering if there's anything else that we could add on there. So we've got a trident, an axe. Could of course have an axe. So let's go for this one. Just trying to think if there's anything else sort of fun and good that we can use for this. We'll put a shield in it, actually. Yeah, because you never know when the other contestant will have the shield. So potentially you could be doing a round where you both have shields, and I'm only going to give one of these out, or potentially not. So let's go that and that. Put it like that. That doesn't look nice. We need to make this look nicer. How's it? There, and there. Still isn't quite how I want it. I mean, not that there's a particular actually way for this to be, but you know. There we go. So they've got their 3 selections of armor. They've got some stuff to choose from. I think that's a pretty good selection there. So obviously, first round you might go sword and bow. Second round you could go trident and axe. Third round you could go crossbow and a diamond sword. So that's looking pretty good for that one. I quite like that. Let me see if I can just copy the chest. That would be much easier if I can copy the chest with everything in. Not sure if it's going to work like that. No, why did I well. that didn't copy too well, did it? We've suddenly got... And also, is this the green team? Yeah, green team. So we need to basically get rid of all of this. Is there an easy way to get rid of stuff? That's super annoying. Oh, that is super annoying. Let me just clear myself. Oh, I suppose I'll have to do it this way. Oh, I'm genuinely going to have to... Oh, I've just cleared all the... I'm going to have to do all the green armors again. That is extremely annoying. So I think all the rest, apart from the bows and arrows, have come over nicely. We don't need 2 of these. Okay, so that actually, in fact, that really did not work out nicely at all. I was meant to copy the chest over from here. Did not come out like that, of course. So we've got the wooden saw. I'm just going to have to start from fresh, aren't I? Well, you know what? Sometimes it saves you time. Sometimes it absolutely doesn't. With commands, it's brilliant doing it that way, though. Let me just make sure... There we go. Ah, hello, I'm not even going to say that. That's going to sound rude when I say it in English, but hello, you are the first. I'm going to be honest with you, mate. I don't get many live stream people. I sort of do it, and then obviously people can watch it in the future. I don't do many live streams myself. Every now and again, I might put one out there. For these ones, I don't really mind doing the live stream because I'm going to be doing it anyway, so why not do it live at the same time? So let's go that one, that one. I'm really quite annoyed with the fact that I've just died all of them armors and I'm going to have to do it again, which is really annoying. So what was the other one? It was an axe, wasn't it? Axe. And again, for anybody joining at this time, or if you're watching the video back and you're like, I've just started it now and I don't really get what's going on, this is going to be one of the Gladiator tournaments, and we're basically just building it. We're putting the armors, weapons, stuff like that. Putting that, they got the yellow corner and the green corner. So basically in today's live, we are going to be putting the weapons and stuff like that in. After that, I think, I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to put it yet, but I need to put like a box or somewhere where I can stand as you know, like the guy who watches it, which also has buttons. These buttons have got to do stuff like open the contestant doors, and other little things just to make it a little bit more automated, so I'm not sort of like, whilst the competition is going on live, trying to sort stuff out. It's got to be easy, it's got to be automated. So let's grab us an axe, one of these, and annoyingly, let's go back to make some green armor. Extremely annoying. And what else was it? We had a bow, arrow. I think we already had the shield on there, don't we? Yeah, we do. So let's put the bow, arrow, and then 10 of these each. And again, it's going to be up to the contestants how they use it. You know, obviously the things are there. If he doesn't read the rules and he goes out with every single weapon that gets cleared, that's going to be pretty bad. We're pretty much sticking to the rules here, so, you know, if they lose their weapons, that's up to them, unfortunately. It's going to be sad times for whoever they are. Time to get the old cauldron back out. No. There we go. And I've got to say, I've really enjoyed this building thing because it's on Bedrock. I've been using Java. I mean, even my new server, the Universal one, and if you are looking to join a server, it's called the Universal Server. The reason it's called the Universal Server is because it literally will let anybody on. So you're playing Java, you're playing Bedrock, you're playing on mobile, you know, your tablet, whatever, you can join. You can join from 1.8 up until the latest version, which is 119.1. So it is literally a universal server. What we're doing, green dye there. So I got a bit busy talking. I've only just sort of launched it yesterday, and by launch I don't mean like it's not completely finished. Spawn definitely has some work to do. We might visit it afterwards. I'll see. Well, I'll get some of this done and see how much time I got left. But it's pretty cool. Basically, at the moment, what we got is we have a spawn. We have and some player shops as well. The player shops are not quite normal player shops. You actually have to buy the shop. So you start playing. You can sell to the villagers and village houses within the compound of spawn. And you can start to make money like that. Once you make some money, you can then buy your own shop. And then sell your goods. Because one of the things is, obviously, I actually, what I did do is I took off the sell command, so you can't sell to the server. Meaning that it's going to make more of a player economy, because the player economies are fun. When you have a server that you have, or you can sell anything to, or buy from, it sort of makes it a bit obsolete to have player shops, because it's like, alright, but then you've put a price margin, you know, so the players, they might want to sell something that's taken them ages to get, but then if you can go to the shop and spawn and buy it, what's the point? So the idea for this one's not only going to be universal, but it's also going to be a bit more player economy driven. So the commands that have been left is stuff like pay, so you can pay, you can grab yourself a shop and stuff like that, but apart from that you can't sell. So I did have one of the players asking, Sorry, something just popped up on my on my PC. But yeah, so I did have a player asking saying I can't sell on the server, but yeah, it's a player economy. Once we do actually build up some players on there, that is how the economy is going to work. I've set up quite a number of servers before, and the sell command is good. It's not a bad one. I'm not going to complain about it. But yeah, it definitely takes out the part of players being able to like price stuff themselves, because if you can sell your stone blocks for like, you know, $50 each or whatever, or, you know, anyway, you get the point. Plus with the player shops, you can also buy and sell. So once they buy the shop, they can either buy it for like a day, couple of days, or unlimited period, depending on how much money you have, and you can buy and sell from there. So going to be fun. Another thing that I've been playing with on that server is the fact of actually buying plots, because with brief prevention, I know that you can do that, but I've never really dabbled in it. Whereas this time I thought, actually, let me give it a go. So what we're going to be doing is there's actually going to be like a real estate property within the spawn. So you're in spawn, you can obviously build out a spawn, but there are certain sections in spawn that if you save enough money, you can buy. And then once you buy them, you own them. Only you can build on them. You can't build on spawn itself, but you can build within the certain section of spawn, which has been a little bit of a pain, I'm not going to lie. And I will show you once we do a bit more of this how that works. Yeah, it's a bit of a pain. You basically got to like grid it out, so you can't just go over the whole admin spawn area and just add protection. You got to like do it in cubes, leaving certain cubes out. Wait, have I done that all? Been chatting. Let me just check. So 3 armors for all 3 rounds. We've got the bow, crossbow, 10, and we've got all of that. Let's just check over with the other one to make sure they've got exactly the same stuff. Take that away now. Very nice. So that's looking lovely jubbly. Now, I'm just trying to think. I don't think they particularly need anything in here. Obviously, we can think of a bit more decoration. So now what I've got to do is actually make some sort of control, command center, whatever you want to call it. Let me just think. If I make it here, so all it's got to do, basically, I've got to have a button that closes, opens the door, and also TPs the players back in. Which actually reminds me, what I probably will need to do is do a tag system, I'm thinking. So a tag to put somebody on the yellow team, so I can then do a tag to actually TP that team member back in. So I think what we're going to do for this one is we can actually use some of the commands on the NPC. So if we do a tag at P, add, and let's call this yellow. Oh, we can do it on enter as well, so let's just check if that works. How do I check if that works? Tag, add S, add. So is that how I read it? Tag at P, add yellow. Maybe we should just do it button mode. So let's try that. Get started. Now how do we test if I have the yellow tag? Oh, I know. So we do TP at A, tag equals yellow. And this should, if I am now tagged, oh, there we go, perfect. So tag has now worked. Once you press that, you are tagged with yellow. Let me just remove that tag as well. There we go. So I'm no longer tagged. At least it won't be TPing me. So so that's what they got to do, I suppose. They go on here. They read the stuff, they go get started, and then they are tagged. I'm just trying to think, maybe I should have done it on enter actually, because that way they don't have to think of pressing the button potentially. Or maybe I can make this a little bit more authoritative. Join yellow team. How's that look? There we go. Yellow team coats, join yellow team. Perfect. So let's do the same thing over here and let's make it for green. So add a command. We're going to be doing a tag. Oh, what did I put there? Did I put tag at S? Let's just check what we put. Oh yeah, tag at P, so closest person. That's going to work lovely jubbly. Let's just move over to here. So tag at P, add green button mode, and I'll put join green team. Now I suppose same test applies again, so join green team. I should now be with the green tag. We can test this out again by doing this one here. Oh no. This one here. So instead of yellow, let's try green, and we TP. Perfect. So the tag system now works. People in here are going to be tagged with green, people over there are going to be tagged with yellow. Maybe I should write... Yeah, let me add something to the dialogue just to say. Make sure to press join green team for the... Make sure to press join green team when you first read this. Very nice, couldn't have made it more explanatory than that. And let's do the same over this side. Perfect. Instructions are now there. So now we've got the tags. Let's actually get a little bit more technical, because now we're going to have to do a few more commands. We'll also have to work out where these doors are. So I'm going to have to write down a few notes here. So the doors are going to be here. Grab a pen. So that is going to be -484 101 409. And that's going to be going to the same, but 102, so one block higher. Trying to figure out the command room now. Now, I don't really know what my command room is going to be like. I haven't thought about that at all. Let's just make it super simple at the moment. We can go through a few more decorations later on. I just basically just need the commands to work. So, let me think. I could make it a glass room. Should I make it? Yeah, I think I'll make like a glass one, so at least I can see as well. So middle's around here. Let's build that. And let's build upwards. I think that's going to be about high enough. Yeah, so I've got to basically be able to see the contestants, but also be able to press the actual commands, or press the buttons anyway, and have it in a nice, neat way so I can sort of use it all. In fact, I've just realised there's going to be buttons. I'm going to have to make the bottom of it non-transparent so it doesn't look too bad as well. Let's get rid of this. Can we get rid of this? 3. In fact, I've just realised I'm going to have to make like a sort of fake floor layer. I think, yeah, I'm going to have to do that just to sort of hide the commands underneath. So let's just make this a little bit bigger. We'll make a 1 block gap in the middle. How many commands do we need? So we need 1 command there, which is going to be opening that door. 1 command there, which is going to be open. Oh no, actually, the commands will be simultaneous. You want both doors to open at the same time. So that's going to be a impulse to chain command. So that's going to be the doors. We basically press 1 button here, and then that should go open that door, open that door. Next button we need is basically the exact opposite. So this is going to be fill this to close the door and fill that. Let's give ourselves a command. Command block, perfect. So let's get it pointing in the right way. So this one's going to be to actually open the door here. It's going to be to, or is this to close the door? Let's do close the door first. So we're going to be doing a fill. Let's get a coordinate. So it's -484. -4, 101, 409, and then pretty much the same, just with one block higher. So -484, 102, 409. Yeah, I don't want to get this wrong, otherwise it ends up like tearing apart bits that you've constructed. And let's just do a stone for now, just so we can see. Awesome. Let's grab ourselves a button. And let's see if this works first. So, boop. Now, let's see. Ah, very nice. So, first one's worked. Now we need to get the measurement for the second one as well. Just make sure they both close at the same time. Sorry, just a second. Go silent. So, -508, 101, 409. And, of course, the second one's going to go to 102. If you're not used to commands, you're probably just thinking, what on earth is this guy babbling right now? Babbling on about, but it makes sense. It makes sense in my head, at least. So we'll make this chain command for anybody that doesn't really use commands. If they go in a row, you can make it so one happens, then the next one happens as well. So let's do a fill. -508, 101, 409, and again -508. 102, 409, and let's do stone. Now this one's going to be set to chain and always active. Now what we should find, if I put a block on there, let me just break down both of them just to make sure they actually work. So let's take this one away here. Haven't tested that one out. So if we press this button, we should have two doors that close. Button pressed, let's check it out. Very nice. One closed. And the other one closed. Excellent. So that's the closing of the doors. What we can actually do now is we can copy the exact command just like that. And what we can do is we can just fill, but then fill with air. So air. Let's copy that one. Oh. Wrong button. And let's do another one with air as well. So this one will basically be the two-door opening. Now let's do a little test as well. Same with this button. Oh. Now if I press that, we should go back down and find the doors are actually in fact now open. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Now I'm just going to double check, because you don't want this to actually break live in a game. There's going to be quite a few people. I mean, these festivals are like big. I've never been to one. When we first applied for it to do the Minecraft section, it was just like, so I thought, okay, well, we're fairly new, it can't be that big if they accepted us. And I got there and I was like, oh my god, this is absolutely huge. Like, it's a big festival, and that you get a huge amount of people through, especially for contestant, stuff like this. We're going to be setting up an actual physical stage as well, where you got like two people playing, got a divider between the two, and we've even got these really cool seats behind us, like Minecraft seats that you can sit on. Very cool. So first thing's done, let's put some signs on these as well so I can actually remember. Obviously I'm going to make these look a bit pretty, but we've got less than a month till it actually happens, so I really need to get a move on here and actually make sure that everything is working. All the hard stuff's built. So here we have got closed doors, and here we have open doors. Now the next one that we want is going to be one that will teleport the contestants back into their place. So end of the round, press the button, they both go back into their places, or come back from being dead, I suppose. Oh, that's a good point, because if they die, they're going to get put somewhere, aren't they? So let me think. I think another thing that we're going to have to do is we're going to have like a holding lobby. Or in fact, what we can do is we can actually make their, I forgot the word for this now, your spawn point. I'll have to make the spawn point for the players inside the actual lobby. So I suppose, so even if you die, you're just going to get put back in the lobby. And then I'll press the button, it'll just put you back in the lobby anyway. So That's definitely what I'm going to do. That could probably be done on the day. So I mean, realistically, we're only going to be using this one time for one tournament. So, oh my god, that scared the hell out of me. I actually thought that was a player, and I thought, how has a player got onto this? Wow. Must have been where I threw that helmet earlier. Dude, you scared me. I genuinely thought there was a steal. I thought, I haven't seen this. I mean, this is on the server, I'm not going to lie, but this is not a server which anybody has access to, either the IP. And I thought, oh my god, somebody's come to join me. In fact, that's a good point. I might actually see if any of my friends that do like to help with Minecraft that are pretty good at it might want to come help with this. Although, to be fair, they are pretty busy with other stuff. They also help with some of the other tournaments. They specifically do the Bedrock side. I think I mentioned this in my last live chat. And yeah, they do so much cool stuff. Like, nothing compared to this. Like, it's just, yeah, next level animations, Bedrock cool stuff, which I don't know how to do. So let's go back to teleporting players to the back. So I'm gonna have to grab myself a quick location. So if I write yellow minus 480 99 409. Now let's go over to the green section, grab a little coordinate for there. So green is going to be minus 511 99 409. Perfect. As fun as command blocks are, they're a little bit mathematically not challenging, but you know, you got to know your mathematics a little bit, I suppose. So TP at a tag equal. Oh, I wonder if I can do two tags in one. So you can do tag equals yellow. Potentially, I could also do tag equals green. Oh no, I can't do that, so they'll teleport them to the same place. So tag equals yellow, and then the place was minus 480 99 409. Now, if I am correct in what I think, let's do a little test now. So to do this, we go to yellow. We're going to grab ourselves a tag by pressing this button. So edit dialog, join yellow team. So now I should have my yellow tag. And if I do go up here and I press the button, this should now TP me into the yellow. Perfect. Do you know what? It's going quite well. Usually when I do lives with commands, it does not go so well. You know, hopefully touch wood. I haven't jinxed myself, but now, yeah, same thing. So same thing's going to happen now for the green player. Just basically we want it to happen one and then another one. I'm not going to put any tick delay, so it's literally going to happen the exact moment I press it. Let's do TP at A. And again, this time we want to test for the tag of green. And the coordinates are going to be 511 99 409. This one's going to be a chain. Right, so what I need to do is I actually need to clear my tag. So clear my yellow tag. Remove. Yellow, let me clear any other tags as well. So let me clear green. I can't remember what the mountain tag means, which is not a good sign because that was something set up for the mountain that you can see over there in the yonder. Oh, definitely going to have to figure that one back out. Oh, it's probably somewhat, yeah, I think it's TPing people same time as well. So, right now, first test is come down to the corner over here, green team's corner. Let's go to our coach and let's actually grab a green tag. Edit dialog. Join green team. Now, what should happen again is the exact same thing, which is I press the button. However, where I'm not on yellow team, I should be transported to green. Absolutely perfect. How majestic. So, that's actually most of the stuff that I wanted to do today, to be quite honest. I thought that was going to take a majority more time than it actually did. So, let's close that up a little bit. Pop a little sign there. TP players to coach room. Wow, very nice. Let's close that up a bit more. Obviously this isn't going to be the finished product, but you know, it's definitely starting to look a little bit better. Awesome. Now, let me just have a little think. Is there, what else did I want to do in there? So we I did want to get a few like screens that say stuff, you know, on the, I don't know how to describe it now. I'll show you. Let's make this a little longer. So what I do want to do at the end of each round is actually have some sort of system that everybody can know who won. So what we can do is like a title at a title. I've just had another idea actually, because we're going to have about 20 to 30 people on PCs that are able to play all of our mini games and stuff like that. I'm wondering if I could set it up so anybody that joins can go into adventure mode and can actually be like a person sat here. That's a really good idea, because then we could actually have like a live audience, so it's not just these fake NPC guys. It could actually be people from the Insomnia Festival sat here watching at the same time. That's a brilliant idea. I can't believe I didn't think about that before. Yeah, I think that's going to have to happen. Let's make this as interactive and fun as possible. So back to what I was saying. So we want to do a title at A. Let's do yellow corner wins. And let's just try that one out just to see. Perfect. That's literally perfect. So, oh, why am I pressing the wrong buttons? There we go. So we've got yellow corner wins. Now let's get a green corner wins. Make sure that works too. Perfect. So basically, I'll be set up here. End of it. You just press that button. Nice and easy. That's what we like. Want automated. Well, I don't want to be flying around basically getting stressed out about what, you know, what and who. I want everything to be there and then done. Done with buttons as much as you can in Minecraft. So let's pop a couple of signs here. So that is yellow team wins. And this one is green team wins. Awesome. Love that. So, now let's think. What else do we need? I really like the idea of having the people playing it in Insomnia being able to watch. Actually, I really like that. So what we might have to do for that is actually just put some barrier blocks, so they can't run out of the stadium. Probably, yeah, that would make more sense. So let's get a few barrier blocks. Literally my favourite block to build spawns with, protect spawns with. Oh, I've just realised I can also do it with a border, can't I? I can put a border, or oh, in fact that's exactly what I'm going to do. Dang it. Let's get rid of that. Can't get rid of that. How many have I got? What is that? Bajur indented banner pattern. Oh, no idea. I'm quite honest, I don't really care. So let's leave that. Right, so if I put the barrier blocks along these corners, I'm thinking it shouldn't affect anything else. Should it? No, it shouldn't. So, or do I do it under the wall? I don't really want this showing, to be fair, so it's not going to look that professional then. Let's go underground. In fact, what I'm going to have to do, I think, is... No, that's not going to work there either. Hang on, I'm going to have a little think about this. I could literally just have it like that. Then They could not go any further than here. Yeah, that's perfect. I just don't want to block anything for the actual contestants in the rooms, but I don't think that will, so let's just... Oh. A bit wide. There we go. Yeah, that's the one. So let's carry on this way. Very nice. I forget how awesome these blocks are, because before what it would have been, you would have had to like dig out entire areas and like put barrier blocks for ages and ages. Whereas that is pretty cool. They simply can't get past now. In fact, I don't even think the zombie can get past, can he? You can see he can't actually get on that block there. Very nice. The trickster Steve-like one. Oh, I've got stupid floating things, but you know. I suppose it doesn't look too bad. Right. Now, the inside cage area, I sort of also want to do it to, but then I can't in particularly do it to this area, because then the players won't be able to come out. So, I wonder what this will look like that. Does that look really bad? Or I should probably have it hidden, shouldn't I? Let's see. Yeah, you can't really see much with that. That's just going to be annoying. So we need to go down. That's not too hard. Is that directly where I want it? Yeah. So I just realised most of this live stream is literally me just confirming my own thoughts to myself. Let's get a little light block. Let's get some torches actually. Perfect. Yeah, I'm going to say as well, actually, if anybody ever does feel like giving a hand, joining or anything like that, do feel free, let me know. You know, I don't mind people coming on. Obviously, it depends, you know, how much I trust you as well, because we don't want people coming on and griefing for no reason. I'm sure people still do that. To be fair, I haven't been part of a server for quite some time, so I haven't really had to deal with that. Plus, where I play Java, there's so many plugins and stuff that you can add now to stop grief. It's like you don't really think about it. I mean, it's not just grief, like, so you got grief prevention, which is an absolutely brilliant plugin. It stops almost every bit of grief that you can do, but then you also got stuff like clear lag, so people can't do lag machines. You can stop redstone. It's just stuff that Bedrock unfortunately doesn't have at all yet, and this is, although I do love Bedrock, it's got loads of cool stuff. People are like learning a ton of stuff and making it amazing. I don't think they quite realise sometimes the actual how far Java has come in terms of development, because, you know, like when you start with something, you have to develop it. It takes a time, doesn't it? So, you know, people starting with Bedrock, it takes time, but then by the time that the Java people have caught up, they've already done something like more spectacular. Like, you know, some of the plugins and stuff that you get are just amazing. You know, a Java plugin I found the other day for guns on a server, for instance, just an example here. Doesn't even need mods, doesn't even need, like, always got like an inbuilt resource pack and stuff, which is just awesome. There's just so much cool stuff, which is a bit of a shame that it's not in Bedrock, to be fair. Stuff like grief prevention, where you can like claim plots, make sure that nobody explodes, it changes all the values to the server and stuff like that. That's just brilliant. Like that should be on Bedrock, but unfortunately, I don't know, I'm not a developer, so I don't really know how these things work, but obviously I know that it's coded in different languages, and apparently Java and Bedrock are not coded in the same, which is a bit of a shame, but it'd be nice to get to Bedrock at that point, you know, somewhere where you can actually claim plots and stuff, because one of the things that put me off with Bedrock is the fact that you just don't have much control. Like, somebody can literally just come on, break your entire server, there's not much you can do then. Like on Java, you can either, you know, world guard, somebody comes and does that, you just roll it back. You can literally just go undo, find out who the player is, ban them, and undo all their actions, which you just don't have on Bedrock. So it's a little bit frustrating, but I'm just hoping that one day the developers will sort of, you know, side with Bedrock and actually spend a bit of good time on it, which would be really good. In fact, like my friend Berry does, and I think my other friend Knight is doing the same thing. He's learning off him. So yeah, I do expect them to be coming up with some of the really cool stuff. And who else is it? Skippy. Skippy does a lot of cool add-ons. Is it Skippy the add-on? Is that his actual YouTuber name? Not too sure. But he definitely does some cool stuff. In fact, because we have quite a large page, do join it if you are on Facebook. It's called... can't remember now. Minecraft Server IP Advertising or something like that. We're just under 10k members. Lots of members in there. And yeah, it's a good group. But yeah, I see he puts his stuff on there all the time. And yeah, it's really good stuff. Lots of add-ons like proper guns reloading. Not actually tried it myself, but I'm pretty sure they're like MCPE add-ons. I've got to be careful here that I don't go over the actual doorway, which I'm going to guess is round and about here. Something like that. Should check over this side. Oh yeah, see I've gone right over the doorway there. So this must be the way that they leave. So we need to leave this open. Should mean if I go up, yeah, perfect. Now we need to do the same thing over here. Thinking mode. Awesome. So now, for anybody that does actually, what's that? Yeah, for anybody that does actually join, they want to spectate and sit in there, they are now trapped. So, did I actually give myself a barrier block? Yeah, I did. So now what we need to do is we actually need to stop the people coming over this side. So, this is where the barrier blocks do come in handy. Let's go like that. Like that. Make sure they truly can't go over. Let's go over this side. Beautiful. Let's put that up a bit. And of course they won't be able to see this, so only OPs that are actually holding this can see this. As you can see, they disappeared. So that's going to hold them all in nicely. Contestants can't come out of anywhere either. And yeah, that's looking pretty awesome. That is looking pretty awesome indeed. So, as mentioned earlier, I think as I'm coming to the end of this one, let's see if we can actually get onto the Java one on the live stream, so I can show you a little bit. Oh, let me tidy this up as well. That way I can show you a little bit of the universal server that I'm now building, in case anybody does want to join. The IP is HavoCraft, that's HAVO craft, and then MC, and then .com. That's it. Support for if you're joining with Bedrock is 25573. I will have to double check that when I join now. And yeah, this is looking pretty good. Let's just do a quick save. Oh no, you can't do save on Bedrock, can you? Well, that's a bit lame. So let's hope the server has saved already. And yeah, this is looking pretty good. We've got a little command center, which I better make look a little bit pretty at another point. And yeah, there. So what I'm going to do, give me 1 second. I might have to put you on a be right back screen, and I'll be right back in just a second.